Hello, Jags. Welcome to this week's JAGcast. I'm here with Kaeden White.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. And we're going to interview him about his bowling career. What got you into bowling?
It was a buddy on my baseball team at first. He just started bowling, and I thought it was interesting because we had like a little night out together, our baseball team. I saw him bowl, thought it was fascinating, and I wanted to learn more about it and stuff. So, I mean, he's the one who got me into it pretty much.
What made you start the bowling club for the school?
It was actually the same friend. He goes to Lee Summit West, and he was talking to me about how he does these tournaments all the time, and these high school tournaments and stuff. I'm like, well, our high school doesn't even have a bowling club, or it's not even a sport, I guess, here in Missouri. But and that's whenever I decided, like, I should try and do this. You know, I should try and make this a club here at South. And so I went to Grice was the AD at the time, signed a club form, found a good teacher to represent us and coach us, which is Mr. Mooney. He's awesome, and we got it rolling. Yeah.
Would you say, like, bowling in Missouri has, like, gone up in high school?
Yeah, definitely. So even though it's not considered a sport in Missouri, it's considered a sport in a lot of other states, but not here in Missouri. And there's a reason for that. Well, to answer your question, yeah, it has gone up a lot. But in bowling, you can earn scholarship money. And if they made it a sport, you're not able to earn any more money by doing that. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
What technique do you use? Because I know I see, like, I watch, like, pro bowlers, and they, like, spin it or, like, put their fingers in the holes weird way. What do you do?
So, if you were to, like, go out and just bowl normally, you know, you pick up a ball, use 3 fingers, throw it one-handed. There are people who do that. They throw it one-handed, spin the ball and stuff. But it's a little bit easier to spin the ball two-handed. Because I'm a two-hander, I only put 2 fingers in the ball, and it makes it a lot easier. So basically, I mean, I just cradle the ball and throw it. It's a lot easier to show you than to explain it, but
yeah, but what's your best score that you've got so far?
I've gotten multiple 300s. I think
300s.
Yeah, it's the highest. It's 12 strikes in a row. I have 5 300s, and there was a time, I think it was 23 or 20. I had 23 or 24 strikes in a row at one time.
Oh, mine's like 200-1. I think I got once. And I was just lucky. Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
There's a little bit of luck in bowling.
Yeah, I guess. Mm-hmm. Especially if you don't use the bumpers.
The bumpers, yeah.
Yeah, I love the bumpers. Not gonna lie. So how many bowling balls do you have?
I think I'm upwards towards. I'm in the 30s.
30s.
Yeah, I think 33 or 34. It's a bad addiction.
So, like, are they just different colors, or is there different?
Yeah.
things?
So they're all different colors, but what makes each of them unique is the inside and the outside of a bowling ball. So there's different brands of bowling balls and stuff, and they all come out with these different cores, or what you call weight blocks inside of a bowling ball. So it makes up the weight, but also they're shaped differently inside the bowling ball, so it changes how the ball hooks, how it whether it wants to hook later or earlier, and it also the cover stock on a bowling ball. It's basically on the outside of the bowling ball, and it can either be polished or sanded. The more polished, the later it goes, or the further down the lane it goes until it wants to hook, and the more sanded. And what I mean by sanded is like taking sanding paper and scratching it and stuff. But yeah, there's a ton of different things you can do to a bowling ball.
What's like your favorite bowling ball? Do you have one, or is it just like...
I do have a favorite one. So it's from Storm. Storm is a bowling company, and it's the Axiom. It's done me wonders. It has. It's won me quite a few tournaments. Yeah. Just that ball by itself.
How do you? How many times do you practice?
Well, right now I'm taking off a little because my fingers are hurt. My cuticles get destroyed bowling.
Oh yeah, I bet
they get destroyed. But most of the times it's at least 5 times a week. I'll go to a bowling alley. I take every Monday off, and then after that, it's basically, do I feel like going bowling today or not? Mm-hmm. But it's at least 5, sometimes 6. Like, I didn't go bowling on Monday this week, and before that, I bowled 8 days in a row. So,
yeah,
yeah,
that's definitely a commitment.
Yeah.
Where do you usually bowl?
Where? I go to Belton, Aaron's Family Fun Center in Belton, most of the time to practice. And I go there, I bowl league there for a reason, because if I'm a youth bowler and I bowl league there, they allow me to practice for free.
Oh,
so it saves me a ton of money.
Yeah.
So, because, if I'm practicing 5 times, at least 5 times a week, that can easily rack up a lot of money.
Yeah.
So.
Would you say that's the best place to bowl in the area?
In the area, it's definitely a great bowling alley, but probably say Summit Lanes in Lee Summit. Mm-hmm. They're really good too.
Yeah. Explain the USBC award and how you won it.
For Missouri State Bowler of the Year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's actually kind of funny how I figured out how I won it. But I guess I was nominated from someone to win it. I don't know who, but whoever it is, I greatly appreciate them.
Yeah.
And I figured it out because I was sitting at my desk in my room playing video games with my friends. I get a call from a random number on my phone, and I normally don't answer random calls. But it was a 816 number, and it was a verified number. I'm like, oh, it's weird. So I answer it, and he's the manager of the Missouri State USBC, and he basically told me I won Youth Male Bowler of the Year. That was awesome. And like I said, don't know who nominated me, but it was awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
What life lessons would you say you've gotten from bowling? Like, what does playing the game teach you?
Patience. A lot of patience, and to not take everything so seriously, because in bowling, you can throw a perfect shot and not strike, and you can also throw a terrible shot and strike, and you just got to realize that. I mean, there's a little bit of luck that goes into getting 300s, and you got to realize you can throw a perfect shot and not strike, and that kind of messes with you a little, because you throw it great, and then there's a pin standing.
Yeah.
So.
Last year, you guys made it state within only a year of having the club. How did that happen?
So here at South, we have some naturally talented people, and honestly, we got lucky with how much commitment a few of our players took into the game of bowling, and they took it seriously, which was amazing because it's just a club here, and they decided to take it seriously, and like there's people who don't practice and they're just naturally talented at everything. Mm-hmm. We had a few of those people, and then we had a few people who were dedicated to it, which is amazing.
What's the comparison from last year's team to now with all the success you guys had?
Yeah. So last year, brand new team. Mm-hmm. And like I said, they were dedicated. And this year, I made sure that we got out, we practiced more during the summer, and we really put in some effort into getting better and stuff. And am I able to say their names? Is that okay?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Davis Christensen and Cayman Clare were the 2 people who were with me most of the time practicing, getting better, and we've definitely seen an improvement. And Mason Stover also, he's one of those naturally talented people who just shows up and strikes. And we also got a really good freshman this year, Dylan. He has showed up a lot and has definitely helped out the team.
Yeah. How many tournaments do you guys have?
I think over the season we have about 6 tournaments. Maybe 7. I think it's 7. We've bowled 4 so far. In the first one we struggled, but we've been able to get it back together, and we've got the last 3 so far. We've been able to win those, and I think after this we have a few more, and then I think late March we have zone. We call it zone, but it's easier to just call it districts against all the schools in the area. And then after zone, if we're top 5 in zone, which don't want to jinx ourselves, but I'd like to think we would get top 5 in zone. We will go on to state, which is in I think it's Cave Springs, which is over in St. Louis.
Okay. Mm-hmm. That's cool. Would you ever think about going pro in bowling?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's a dream of mine.
What would it take to... How do you get there? Like, how do you think you can get there?
It's really... I mean, at this point, more practice. And I got to make a name for myself at some point, so I got to start bowling a few bigger name tournaments. Mm-hmm. Got to start showing up at PBA regionals, which the regionals are like a step down from where actual PBA bowlers are, but it's still enough to make a name for yourself and all that. So I need to bowl those, bowl well enough, and do good, basically.
That's cool. Mm-hmm. What are you hoping to see in the future of South bowling?
Oh, I hope to see success.
Yeah.
That's all. I just hope they can continue the club. I hope there's enough people to support it, because honestly, you can go to the bowling club just to bowl for fun. Mm-hmm. You don't have to bowl these tournaments, but that's one of the things we did at the beginning of the year was, are you here to bowl for fun, or are you here to bowl competitively? And a lot of people say competitively, which is great. So I think bowling here will be around for a few more years. I know for sure a few more years, mm-hmm. but I'm hoping after that it can still continue.
Yeah. What are some advice that you would give to people that maybe want to go into bowling?
Honestly, what helped me out a lot was a lot of PBA players have YouTubes. They have YouTube channels, and they post great advice there, and they also post like what they've gone through, their experiences. And that's mainly how I learned how to bowl. I was addicted to bowling, and I would just watch YouTube videos nonstop on how to bowl. Everyone bowls differently. There's a correct way to do it, but obviously no one's perfect. So it's a little bit different for everyone. And, first you gotta get addicted to the game of bowling, and then just gotta have enough drive to motivate yourself and get better.
Okay. Well, that's all. Thank you, Kaeden.
Thank you.
This is all for this week's JAGcast. See you later.